circles here where voices thrive. Turn on your screens, let the magic unfold. Listening and healing as stories are told. Come on, come on, this is your time. No topics too tough, just heed the calls. From mental health woes to justice we seek. Together we rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all, let's lift every voice. In a circle podcast where hearts unite. Sharing our truths, bringing hope to the light. Community strong, we're never alone. Together as one, we've created a home. With laughter and love, we break down the walls. No topics too tough, just heed the calls. From mental health woes to justice we seek. Together we rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all, let's lift every voice. So join the conversation, let's set the tone. In a circle podcast where love is well known.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Inner Circle Podcast. Today is Thursday, January 15th, already the middle of the month, and a lot happening. This whole week we have been talking about immigration. And tonight's topic is America at the immigration crossroads, enforcement's, rights and national identity. There's a lot has been happening, and since last year we have been off and on talking about immigration, but the more we talk about it, the more it happens and stuff like that. So I'm your host, Abe Kamara, and tonight I'm here back with my man, Taylor May from the great state of Iowa, my Nigerian brother, my LIB brother, Mr. Taylor May, man, Honorable Ambassador. Welcome to the show.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Abe. How are you?
Good. How's the great state of Iowa and how's Des Moines?
Well, Des Moines is everybody's doing fantastic.
That's good.
Let's go for life.
Yeah, definitely. Folks, you can join the conversation tonight by putting a comment in the chat. Call our number 952-594-5154. Man, as I said, the topic tonight is America at the immigration crossroads, right? There's enforcement. As you know, Minnesota is the epicenter right now. There's a lot of, and there's so many things that administration has been doing regarding immigration. Yesterday, there was a huge news about 75 country visa has been paused or suspended. Nobody knows when that's going to be restored. They're talking about denaturalization. I mean, it's just so much happening. So tonight we're going to be, Taylor and myself, just going to be going over there and dissecting a little bit. And so follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Twitter, X, Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. We're here at Inner Circle Podcast. We're trying to amplify, empower, and elevate immigrant voices. I know they want to silence our voices, but that's what we're trying to do since we established this platform. It's just to amplify, empower, and elevate immigrant voices, even though it seems like, they want to silence that right now. But Taylor May, man, what do you make of, for me personally, let me get your thoughts from, what do you make of the current environment? Just yesterday, the administration came out and said they were pausing, immigrant visa. And as you know, most of us have benefited from immigrant visa. There's non-immigrant visa and immigrant visa. But most people that come from countries like where you and I came from, like Liberia, we benefit a lot from that immigrant visa because it allows you the opportunity to come here and settle here and become a permanent resident and eventually a citizen. Now the administration is pausing that for 75 countries, including the country, most countries, the majority of the countries that are affected by this from Africa. What do you make of that, this current environment, where we that are already here in this U.S., right, immigrants, permanent residents, whether those they are labeled as illegals, and then U.S. citizens that immigrated here, we are feeding this, Minnesota right now is the epicenter, right? We are feeding this huge, aggressive enforcement. And then too, right now, it's you cannot bring family members here if you are part of those 75 countries. What do you make of the current environment?
To be honest, Mr. President, first of all, I would like to say thanks for having me. I don't think that this is anything new. And then again, maybe to some people, it's going to be new. What do I mean by that? You know, there are time in this war, in this life that we are living like this time around. You know, when somebody, they say, when somebody visits you, or somebody is visiting you, and that treatment that you're giving that person, what if it's a bad treatment, maybe good treatment? That would encourage that person to come back again to visit you again the next time. If somebody visits you and you give them bad attitude, you are not giving them food, then that person does not feel welcome at all. That means that next time you are telling me not to come back to you. You don't have to tell me. I already know. That's what's happening in this country. You see that place that we are from called Africa, that place that this president called maybe shithole. Yes, we love it, no problem. That's our own. You can call it hot, you can call it shithole, no problem. You know, when you have pride in yourself, or maybe place that you are from, you always have to travel with that in the back of your mind. Like Africans have this part, but they will tell you, they said that when the child go outside to visit somebody, you can go walk about. You can go from here to Japan. The African people say that don't forget that you must come home. There's no place like home. So this is telling us that, look, about this, I hope that everybody's listening. Hope that everybody's listening. Well, what is happening in this country now? They are only telling African that, look, find a way that if you have a hut, or whatever that they call a shithole, in that shithole place they are from, go and build maybe some type of zinc house for backup. Because what's happening now, they are just collecting people from the street as if you are just. I mean, this is not the correct too.
Yeah, but some of us, but I'll counter that a little bit, right? Some of us came here, we found a home here, want to be here, came here, and I said, well, we consider this home. Have families here, have investments here, have everything here. The Africa you're talking about, right? The majority, a lot of Africans say who don't know the Africa you are referring to, right? It's like, so they feel that, right, they want to be here, they have established a family, and then now, they are being like, especially in Minnesota, right? It's my first time since I immigrated to this country as a young person, right? It's my first time seeing, right? And I have friends that I experienced that. Fortunately for me, I have not encountered, any ICE agent in any of those streets here in Minnesota. I know we have,
thank God,
up to 3,000 or 4,000. But the fact that they're asking people, are you a citizen? Were you born here? To me, it's like, wow. So it's like you can just see anyone and ask them, right? That kind of question, right? I never thought America could come to that. The fact that you just assume me because of my accent. Some of us intentionally, right? Like I went to high school here. I did my, college education and all those stuff. Even though I'm aging myself here a little bit now, but my accent has never changed. I've always kept my Liberianness, right?
And that is very okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
But I still consider myself, right, an American who have immigrated to this country, right? Love this country, enjoying the benefits of this country, and now somebody just stopping me out of for no reason, out of nowhere, asking me, where were you born? When did you become a citizen? Or are you an American citizen? Let me see your document. They're asking for documents. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. To me, like, so the suggestion you are bringing up that, they want us to go back to have place back home. Like some of us don't even recognize that place anymore. That's just reality.
That is true. That is true, Mr. President, to be honest with you. But sometimes in life, you must look at life from so many different angles. What you are saying is true. But that flexibility is very big. This brain that God gave you, you must use it. Look, there's some time in life, man have to adjust. Whether you like it or not, man have to adjust to life.
Adjust to what? Adjust to what? There is a life. I mean, as I said, there are so many people that forget, but even like those from Africa, right? So many other immigrants from other parts of the world. They come here, they have made this place their home. They have been here 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. Now they are encountering this huge, this aggressive immigration enforcement, where in their identity is being questioned, right? The very idea, the very American idea that they have aspired to all these years is being questioned. So it's like, be flexible with what, or adjust to what?
Just to what? Let me make myself clear to you. You see this life that we are living? When I say that, just, my brother, anybody in this world that tried to challenge, look, the story said that what is standing in front of you has become the way. The only way that you can move past that is to go through that person or that obstacle, or you have to go around that obstacle. Do you understand? When we are saying that we have people like us, we have invested in this country, you have paid taxes, you have children, you have money, you have cars, you have homes. I mean, you need everybody that you know, that you grew up in this, you went to high school, college, everything, you name it. Okay, but deep down in your mind, they are telling us, in fact, they are watching news today. Do you know that inside the news, what they are saying? I say saying even the American citizen, they are even stopping them inside the street to ask them. Do you know the reason why they are doing that? To try to cover it up, to make it seem that they are not just targeting dark-skinned brown people. They know that even the American person, when they arrest them, they are not talking about white people. They know somebody that look like Mexican. They know African people when you see them. Those, in fact, I told my wife today, though, let me just say this to you. I said that hairtie that you like to tie, those big hairtie that you put on your head and say somebody is carrying basket, remove that thing from your head. You are inviting ICE to you. Don't say that my husband didn't tell me. All that thing, you'll be doing this big hairtie like this that you cannot even see it in front of you. I said, don't put that hairtie on you. And she said, baby, yes, you're right. Do you know that they are sitting inside van? And they are just targeting. They'll see that you know African. When you see Africa, you know African. Look at those Sudanese. When you see Sudanese, you can engage Sudanese. Even this baby oil that Puff Daddy use, they cannot shine. Vaseline like this, you get Sudanese, you can see that you know that they are from Africa. Why wouldn't they target people? That's what they are doing. So they are using this thing that at the end of the day, that anybody, you come back and say that, oh, it's not just dark-skinned and brown people that they are targeting. They say that even American people, they are stopping them. They're only saying that because they want people to know that, we want people to know that we are not just targeting you, even the people that own this country. We are applying this same thing to them. But when they arrest them, they go behind the house. They will release them because they know that they was born here. If they're African, you show that inside passport, they say that, okay, naturalization, you're naturalized in this country, but coming to find out you are from someplace, go back home. That's what they are doing.
Okay. I mean, obviously, right, like, I mean, legal immigration is under pressure, right? And then also, right, while legal immigration is under pressure, right, what those like illegally, on immigrant visas have gotten their status, either they are permanent resident or they have their green card, they are citizen, that is under pressure, right? Because right now it's like the administration is taking it from so many angles, right? Denaturalization, now even targeted denaturalizations, right? Is that they are saying they can denaturalize anyone who became a citizen if they determine that you commit a crime. I don't know how they are going to achieve that, but the legal immigration is under pressure, right? There are a lot of people that have come here that have had TPS, temporary protective status, right? Like Liberians, once upon a time, they were on that. And then the other thing too, the administration is doing right there is like people that have visa, right? It's like record visa revocation up to 100,000 since the administration came into power. So they are just like going about like it's like flooding the zone with all of these actions. Are they trying to like close the door, like close the door totally on legal pathways of coming to this country and becoming a citizen, and things like that. And then also, like here, that we that are already here is like, as I said, if you're in Minnesota today, it's like, I mean, no matter what part of the, political spectrum you are on, right, or whatever side you are on, Minnesota seems to be like on a siege, right? It's like, as an epicenter. There's like, you watch TV, you watch news, there's encounters with ICE, people are being stabbed randomly. So it's like, the administration is going all out. It's like an all-out war against immigrants. I mean, that's like I said, looking at it's like an all-out war, right? While they're attacking us here, they are now you cannot file for a family member. As I said, most people from third world countries come through immigrant visa. The non-immigrant visa to me is for the privileged few. If someone is in Africa, the only people that can afford non-immigrant visa is basically for the privileged few. Someone who has the money. And now, even when you look at a non-immigrant visa, though, the one thing they have done to non-immigrant visa, which allows you to come here and visit, for a certain period of time, is like what they have done to that is that you have to now make your social media available for them to, search it. The other aspect, you have to put $50,000 deposit down. How many people in Africa or in other parts of the world can afford $15,000, just to come and visit? Honestly, as a deposit, how many people can actually afford that? So to me, the fact that they have pausing. I mean, they say they are pausing it, but I think, that thing is going to be for a while. I think it's going to be for a while. They said they are pausing it, but I think it's going to be for a while. Now, the only pathways for citizens of these 75 countries to come to America is through non-immigrant visa. But how many people can afford $15,000 as a deposit?
Can you imagine? And if what you are saying is that, Mr. Host, think about it this way. You see, this country, this America was built by immigrants. Whether America like it or not, this country was built by immigrants. As long as maybe you are not native, you are not Indian, you came from someplace. Even this Trump that we are talking about, Trump wife, when Trump wife opened her mouth to talk, you know that Millennium, she's from someplace. I don't know if her name is Millennium Trump. You can tell that she's from someplace else. So this habit of, you said that maybe I don't know if they are trying to close it. No, they're not trying to close it. They are closing it. You cannot wait for it to close, because if something close and you are close to it to make your way through that door, force your way pass and fast. Do them fast. They're closing it, and people are standing watching the door closing, and they are not doing anything about it. This door is closing too. It's a train that these people have started. That train is moving. You stand in front of it, that train is going to knock you down. That's ice. Right now, what they are doing, they don't care that, you know what? I don't care if you have invested in this country for maybe 25 years. You know what? Just forget about anything. This thing, though, is not part of this. What we like, when we want to deport you, we'll deport you anyhow. Why now? What have people done to everything that people have done for this country? Everything that this country have done for everybody. People appreciate America. People came here, like you said, we have wife, kids, family in this country. And we pray God that God's going to bless America every day. We pray for even Trump that's doing whatever that his administration is doing. We pray that maybe God is even going to touch his heart. Because Trump have somebody inside the White House that we know that she's not even from here. Why are you treating other people this way? Family members, ripping children away from their parents. Husband, they're ripping them away from wives and kids. Fighting people inside grocery stores. When they go to drop the kids to daycare, you following them to collect them. So I think that even our own neighbors now, this one now, choo game, where they play like this. So I tell her, your own neighbor now, I don't say you're African person. If you live inside a apartment, they're the one that even reporting people. Because how can I just follow somebody that going to drop his child to school? Or when you are coming back from dropping your children, how do they know that you live inside that apartment? Is it rocket science?
Yeah. I mean,
not be correct to stop at all.
No. I mean, we live in uncertain times right now. I know since the administration came to power last year, January, people have been talking about uncertainty, so much uncertainty. But now when it comes to immigrants and immigration, right, it's so much we live in uncertain time. We live in uncharted territories, right? Because no one, as I said, is the fact that Minnesota right now is the epicenter, but by the immigration enforcement is going on all over this country. This is where we have the largest search, right? Up to 3,000, 3,000 or 4,000, ICE officers.
Can you imagine?
Roaming the streets, right? Roaming the streets, going to grocery stores, going to, immigrant corridors. Like yesterday, we talked about immigrant businesses. Lots of immigrant businesses right now, lots of businesses are shutting down. Restaurants are shutting down because people are afraid. People are afraid to go out. People are afraid to go to work. I read a story today that downtown Minneapolis is pretty much a ghost town, right? Lake Street is a ghost town. People are afraid to go to these areas because they don't want to encounter ICE. If you are in a neighborhood where they are not rooming, you don't want to go to neighborhoods where they are rooming. So that is affecting our movement. It's like, wow, it seems that we are either living in Russia or in Iran or in China. Our movement is being restricted because the fact that if you don't want to, as a black or brown person, to avoid encountering ICE, you just want to you don't want to go into an environment where they are there, and that's what's happening right now in Minnesota as we speak, in the Twin Cities as we speak, and it's so sad.
Yes, it's very sad. And I'll go furthermore by saying this. Those people that they are taken away, think about it. It doesn't matter maybe if you know that person personally. Those people belongs to somebody. Those people are our neighbors. They are our brothers and sisters. Some of them are our children. They are collecting just like that, just as if they does not matter. What has happened that what caused this thing to reach this far like this? Even Trump own people support the people that supported Trump. What they are doing now, they are starting to speak on it. To let the world know that what's happening is not normal. Nobody's saying that you cannot crack down on crime. You cannot crack down on criminals. Go and collect them. But you are looking at some people who have family. So this thing that at first, when they started at first, they said that, oh, they are going after undocumented immigrants. That's the people that are going after. No problem. Everybody said, okay, yes, you know what, criminals. People that have criminal records, no problem. People that came on what type of status. When you want to go for citizenship, they said that, okay, you came here maybe on that TPS or whatever that they call it. And they said that you have overstayed. So they ask you to leave the country. Those are the people that they said that they are going after. But look what's happening now. Even people are dying. People are dying. See, last week, somebody just died. Last night again, I heard this when I'm watching news. They said that somebody got shot again in Minnesota.
Yeah.
What's happening now? This is not good for the country, man. A lot of people look up to America for a lot of things, but this thing that's going on now, I bet I don't think correct at all. It's not good at all. It's not good.
Well, folks, tonight we are talking about America at the immigration crossroad, right? As immigrants, if you watch the show, we have been talking all week. We have been focusing, on immigration and immigrants. And next week, Monday, we have a special coming up. We will have Representative Huda Hisley, some immigration lawyers on the show. They have we're having a immigration clinic on the show on Monday, right? Where people will be talking about elected officials will be telling you about your rights. I don't know whether people know your rights and stuff like that. But on Monday, Tony at 7 p.m., we'll be having a live, a special immigration, with Huda Hisley and other state representatives will be coming on here. A whole panel will be coming on here to, tell us more, speak to the community about what is going on. But so we hope you can tune in on Monday. But tonight we are talking about America the crossroad when it comes to immigration, right? Enforcement, like our identity, national identity is being questioned. Our rights, to me, as an American citizen, someone asking me to see, trying to find out to see if I was born here or if I'm an American citizen, I should show my passport or my naturalization certificate. It's strange, we have never experienced that. But the Minneapolis incident you're talking about last night, it was a Venezuelan immigrant that was driving in North Minneapolis, right? And he got pulled over by ICE. I think he got afraid, and then he ran away, right? He ran away, and ICE pursued him to the apartment complex, according to reports, from the police chief and other local officials, and and even from DHS. They said he and then two other folks tried to attack ICE with, according to them, with shovels and brooms. Okay, well, really? But if someone tried to attack you with that, right, the next thing is that you're going to shoot him. Well, that's up for debate, right? Obviously, the ICE officer felt that, or he said his life felt threatened, so he shot the Venezuelan immigrant. So that was that, right? That kind of escalated tensions, where people have been demonstrating all day, demonstrators. The president is threatening to, invoke the Insurrection Act, where into saying in the military, and to saying the U.S. military to, put things into order. I'm wondering, how did we get here? It's like, what's going on here? It's like, because the Minnesota that I know, the Twin Cities that I know, I have lived my entire adult life here. It is not a violent place. One thing about Minnesota is Minnesota nice. Minnesota nice. That's what it is. And every immigrants, even when you come here, right, you just have that vibe, that Minnesota nice. You don't have violent people in this state, and the fact that, people are afraid. People are afraid. There's serious fear in immigrant communities. People are afraid. And so some of the people that are protesting, when they see that number, they say, this is not right. But, obviously, like, look, to all the protesters out there, right, honorable brother, I would tell them, even if you are protesting, because I think, like, we don't want, to me personally, I've lived in this state all my life. I don't want things to escalate, and then at the end of the day, lives and properties are destroyed, right? I don't want that. And so even I'm appealing, whoever want to go and, exercise their constitutional right, is like to protest peacefully. I think they appeal to everyone to do it peacefully, right? Don't attack them. Because I think that when you attack them, they're going to use deadly force or they're going to use force on you. So it's like to avoid that, yeah, protest, but protest peacefully, right? Even the governor gave an address last night that people should just, because it's like a bait. They're trying to throw a bait, right? Once you buy into that, guess what, man? The whole thing is going to escalate. And I don't think we need that, right? I don't think, especially for, it's going to escalate to the point that maybe they will start hunting all of us, right? Because the VP said last week, ICE officers or the ICE agents have been instructed to go from door to door.
Really?
Yeah.
Now,
the VP, from the White House, on the podium, he said ICE officers have been instructed to go from door to door. It's like, that's what happened in Minneapolis. Right? So folks are afraid. People are afraid. There's serious fear in immigrant in a community here in Minnesota, the Twin Cities and Minneapolis as a whole. So, and I mean, Minneapolis is important, the surrounding Twin Cities. A serious fear. It's the discussion everyone is having. Yeah,
let me make something clear first. Let me just get this out of the way. You rightfully said it, Mr. President, because on this show, I know that we are brought on this show to speak the truth, and so shall it be. Let me just say something clear to everybody. If you are watching this show tonight, I would advise to you, like the host rightfully said, you are allowed to exercise your right, your First Amendment right, no problem. But if you are going out there to protest and you are coming to protest because, it's your right, no problem. Don't attack anybody that call themselves law enforcement. You should not be doing that. You should try to protest in peace, try to de-escalate this problem, what's happening in this community. Our voice is supposed to be heard. People need to speak their mind. But if you go out there and start attacking these people, of course, what you said, because, look, they said the tree branch that's shaking. That branch of that tree, even when just high wind come, now for it could fall like that. Or maybe back when they said that when somebody have a tooth that's shaking in their mouth and you go and slap it, the tooth is going to come out. You're looking for some type of force. So what they are doing is that at the end of the day, they are looking for something more to escalate this problem. So you should not be outside there attacking them. I know it's kind of sad that we are here at this particular time speaking about this. This is what America is about now. This is what it is. So I'm advising everybody, even when you are traveling outside, you are going outside to go to grocery store, take your passport with you. If you have green card, take your green card with you. I know that maybe it does not matter, because if they are going to pick you up, they are still going to pick you up. Because inside, if you are not born in this country that said just American, inside your passport is going to say nationality, is going to say the country that you are from. So if they like it or not, if they're going to take you, they will take you. Because this time, what I'm looking at, it does not matter if they're going from door to door to knock door to pick people. So that means that they are not targeting criminals again. That's what it is. They are not targeting criminals. So my advice, like I said to everybody, I beg, please, just try your best to de-escalate all of these problems, because, your life depends on it. You have children, then just try to do your best to keep this, at peace, because they say when people go, they want to go high, that's when you go low. Or whatever Michelle Obama said back then. When they go high, you go low. So you cannot fall for the bait that they are giving you, because what's happening, this is not smoke beating though. Can you imagine the way that Minnesota is cool? Those people, when they drag you inside that cool. Yes, now, you see those big ice people, when they put legs on your neck, another one put legs on back, they just pin these legs down. You cannot breathe. You don't want to be the next, what's the name, George Floyd inside Minnesota, though. Because if those ice lie you down inside that cold, Minnesota cold is not a small cold, though. Minnesota cold can enter your bones. So if you are lying over there on that ground, that the ground is very cold like that, if they are sitting on top of you, that's part of your punishment. So if I say, put your hands up, put your hands up. If you have your passport inside the back, tell them that my back is black. Can I reach for it? My hand on top of the steering wheel. Can you see it? If you have to call them, sir, say, yes, sir. If you have to say, officer, how are you today? How's your family? I know that things is very tough. Happy New Year to you. How's everything? That sometimes those things can de-escalate problem too. If you go and start acting, making shakara, you want to fight them. Those people that are ready to fight too.
Yeah, they have been given instruction, right? So yeah, they said, I mean, it's like officials in the government, right? You know, all the way from DHS to the White House, they have said ICE has immunity. I mean, ICE has immunity, right? So they can be whatever they do, right? They can get away, with it without being prosecuted or something. So I think, to your point, it's up to all of us to de-escalate it, right? And so even the rhetoric. I mean, people are taught, like the administration is calling protesters agitators. Other people are calling ICE officers invaders and stuff like that. I think it's up to all of us at this point to de-escalate, because to me, if we are speaking on behalf of immigrants or even immigrants like us, the work we are doing tonight, speaking for ourselves, amplifying our voices, we should do it peacefully. Because to your point, it's like they want to, to me, either they want to silence us or they want to throw the bait at us to get angry to the extent that, oh yeah, we'll go to war. There's nowhere in this world you can fight a government. Whatever the government so I think it's up to we citizens, which individuals, right, residents or whatever, to tune down the rhetoric, to de-escalate, to see how best we can. Because I said the Minnesota that I know it's not a violent place. There's a state there's a state that have nice people, the Twin Cities, nice, vibrant, community, and to have the situation that we have here right now. Well, as I said, right, as you rightly said, people have the right to protest, and they should do that. But you should do it peacefully, right? Don't take your car and try to block an ICE agent or try to block that operation. Some of the things people are doing, they are following. Yeah, and some of the things people are
block
doing.
Somebody that law enforcement. Are you not? You want to start problem? Don't block their car.
And things like that, right? And other things people are doing, like following them to videotape. I know you might think that's your right, but for your own safety, to me, if I'm somewhere in the camp and I want to videotape them or record them, maybe I should stand far away from the operation and just do that. But I think to me personally, I think following them, you might be looking for your own, you might be looking for trouble or something like that, But I think we should all do our part to do it.
Brother, let me just say this to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
For the fact that following ICE, those people that decide that do they have job? Do they have job? If if ICE come in my community, like you said, maybe it's my day, or maybe I'm standing, I can videotape me from a distance. Why am I using my car to follow ICE as if I don't have something better to do? Do they have job? Somebody like this country that went as far as Pakistan to collect Osama, without Pakistan government even got to know that they collected Osama and destroy him. Now that the US even decide to bury somebody like Osama inside the ocean. If that was not enough, 2 weeks ago, see that they went to Venezuela, they collected a whole president from another country, bring him to the United States. Simple, small you that live inside the apartment. They can come for you anytime, bro. De-escalate, like you said, de-escalate this problem, bro. If they can collect Osama and Venezuela president, go and collect it without no problem. Who be you?
Yeah. I mean, well, folks, tonight we are discussing America at an immigration crossroad, right? A lot of things has been happening since the administration came to office, and it's just been getting worse. Right now, folks from 75 countries cannot get immigrant visa to come to America. That has been paused, except for national security reasons, and things like that. So, obviously, if your country is part of that list, you cannot send for any family member on immigrant visa. That is out of the question. So,
yes.
And then also TPS, a lot of folks from Venezuela, from Haiti, from other South American countries, from Africa, Sudan, they're on TPS. The administration is revoking TPS, left and right. From Somalia, from Haiti, stuff like that. Right? These people once they revoke that, These people now become what they lose status. They become part of the illegal immigrants, and things like that. And the thing that puzzled me though, right? I get it. Look, the way the border was wide open to me, I was against that. Where in like during the Biden years, where in the force was just flooding in, I was against that totally. And I think a lot of people were against that. Now you come and actually you are close the border. You don't have immigrants coming in anymore. Like there's hardly anybody coming to the southern border anymore. What is the solution of those that are already here? What is the administration to me? They're not even finding a solution to the immigration situation. Right? Those that are already here. Why can you find a pathway for them to stay here instead of trying to implement a policy of mass deportation? What's that going to achieve? Because successive administration, whether Republican or Democrat, have come here and say, how can we find a solution to this whole the whole immigration situation? Right? There used to be 11 million illegal immigrants. How can we find a pathway for them to become citizens? And that's, to me, that's what the administration should be working toward. But instead, they are implementing a policy of mass deportation. It's just going to cause chaos because the majority of that 14 million people they are talking about, I would say you won't even find up to 100,000 that have serious criminal record. Honestly. So if you want to go after 14 million illegal immigrants, it's just going to cause chaos.
14 million?
Yeah, I mean that's the estimate, right? That's the government estimate. There are 14 million illegal immigrants.
Wow.
In this country.
That's a very big number.
Currently, yeah. So how are you going to? It's like why can't you come up with solutions or with ideas to try to regularize these people's status? Because the economy need them. Okay, why are you trying to drive them away? That's what puzzles me, right? It's like your only policy is mass deportation. What sense does that make? Doesn't make any sense. Even Republican administration have what George W. Bush wanted to find a pathway for people those that were here illegally to become citizens. It's like now we are in a situation where oh no, we are not trying to find any solution. The only solution is mass deportation. Doesn't make any sense to me at all. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Let me say something to you, my brother. Believe it or not, I said it and I will say it again. We are very grateful to America. If you are not grateful to this country, you have immigrants, somebody who traveled from your country to come here. That's your problem. For me, I know somebody like you, because I know you personally. We are very grateful to this country. But let me just say something to you, something that maybe people that are not watching. You see, this country, what I notice now, for the past years that I've been in this country, look, there are certain percentage of these people, American people, certain percentage of them, maybe small percent, that years ago, long time ago, that they have been hoping that this country will have somebody as president like Trump. That percentage now, what they are doing, they are rejoicing because some of them don't like immigrants. That's what's happening in this country right now. So those eyes that you are seeing like this, some of them, those are radicals. So they cannot collect regular police to do this job. So they are collecting people that can, like those MP, what they call MP in Africa, military police. They are collecting people like MP that you cannot even see their face. When you are coming to do their hair like this, that means that you should go that direction. In fact, that they are not even verbally talking to you. That's what ICE look like now. That's the people that they are using because they need people that have those, hearts. They can be Democrat, maybe Republican. It doesn't matter. That's what people we are facing right now. There are percentage of people in this country, small percentage, that was hoping that this country will find a president like Trump. And now that we are seeing what's happening now. Don't tell you, me myself, it's not everything about Trump that I don't like. I like Trump, There are some things that I like about Donald Trump. You know, and there are some things that are happening in front of everybody's face like this that you must call it for what it is. You cannot say that you want to look the other way because, you know what, it's not going to affect me. You know, my family, we are safe. What's happening to the rest of the people? Are we not human? Look at children, they are crying. Their mom, their dad has been taken away. Some of them have papers. But because when they open their mouth, they have access. So now it's a problem. When you see their face, it look round. It's a problem. You just don't look American. You must go. But this is very sad.
And the other thing is, right, I mean, right now in Minnesota, right, there are so many stories. There's so many stories that we can recount in Minnesota. There was a business owner who was, from the Philippines. Like his employees are afraid to come to work. Customers are afraid to show up to his business.
Why wouldn't they?
You know,
well, even me. If I was even working in a place like that, I have ice. Do you think I will come to job? Do you think I'm going to come to work?
Yeah, ice is room everywhere. You know, there was a, and then there's another business owner. She owns Hispanic business in a grocery store. She said like ice is just stationed in front of a grocery store, and so customers are afraid to come, employees are afraid to show up, and so it's like, you know, and the thing about it, right? What we are learning now, you know, Minnesota, as I said, is the epic center, but we should all realize, you know, like immigration rate is happening all over this country. Whether you live in a so-called red state or blue state, immigration enforcement, this aggressive immigration enforcement is happening all over America. I saw a report today. A lady was forcibly dragged out of her car, you know, because of suspicion that she was an illegal immigrant or whatever. You know, so immigration enforcement is going on all over this country. You know, in Florida, in New Jersey, in Texas, everywhere. The fact that it's not being covered, right? That the way right now, Minnesota is the epic center. Minnesota is where, like, all the stories are. People are being stopped, but it's happening everywhere. You know,
you people are the hottest.
Yeah, we are the one that have, like, you know, 3,000 to 4,000 ICE agents just roaming.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, you know, 3 to 4. I mean, to give it a sense of what is happening in our city, our two biggest cities, Minneapolis has 600 police officers. St. Paul has 800 police officers. Okay, our two largest cities. Now you come and deploy, right? So even the entire Twin Cities, right? I don't think we even have up to 2,000 or 3,000 police officers. The entire Twin Cities metro combined. I don't think.
Really?
Then you come and deploy up to, you know, 3,000 to 4,000, and then you say you're bringing more ICE agents just roaming the streets. It's putting fear in people. It's that you are trying to militarize the whole metro, right?
That's what it is.
Metro search or something. It's like you trying, so people are afraid. Even, as I said, even citizens, man. It's like you don't want to go and encounter them because you don't know, right? What's going to, you know, come over that conversation or that encounter. You never know. You might encounter them on a bad day, and you might get, you know, gang up.
That is true.
Yeah. So people are just trying to avoid them as much as possible. If you don't have to encounter them, I mean, kudos to those protesters that are protesting peacefully to bring awareness to this. But if you don't have, it's like a situation in Minnesota is real. If you live here, you can feel it. You can, you know people that are being impacted. Businesses, you know, stores are closed. Businesses are closing. People are afraid to go to work, afraid to leave their home. Schools, students are afraid to go to school. You know, a lot of high schools around the Twin Cities, students have come in having walk out and saying that is not right. It doesn't make sense. You know, our community is being terrorized, you know, and things like that. And it seems like there's no end in sight. You know, there's no end in sight to them. It's like they said, you know, he asked them right ahead of ICE. They said they are here for the longest, you know, so no one knows when the whole thing is going to end. So there's real fear in the community. There's no doubt.
And you know, you would think there may be situation like this when I believe that maybe ICE come to, let's just use Minnesota now.
Mm-hmm.
You would think that maybe if this is why they are here to collect people, I would think in my mind that, let's just say that they should be working with the government of the mayor and the governor and the police chief, all those people, to make this thing work. But it'd be like, say, what would they watch? ICE is not working with anybody. They are just doing their own thing. And the police cannot say anything. The mayor, he himself, that man have cried. The governor has cried. Attorney General, the man is even crying too. Even me, no. But I'm crying. It's not that maybe you cannot see tears in my eye too. But I'm crying inside my body. Let me tell you, last time I saw a friend of mine said, where are you going? I said, I'm going to the African store to go and buy food to go and cook. He said, don't try it to ice day. I said, ice day? He said, yes. But I went back to the house, I ate salad. If they want me to be a goat or sheep now, I will become goat and sheep to be eating salad for now. I will not, in fact, I abandon even the African store. It's not by force. I will not go to the African store. If they are going over there to pick people, I will not. In fact, if they even push me, I will not even go to church again. I will do church inside my house. Because this ice thing has become a big time epidemic now for everybody.
I mean,
I will not go to church. I will do church inside my house now, too.
I mean, people are saying, right? I mean, people that, and that's the reality is worse than COVID. You know, business owners are saying that it's worse than COVID. You know, COVID at least you had the support of the community, but now it seems like like it seems like you are being singled out as a brown or black person, right? As a black.
That's my brother. That's what's happening. We have to call it for what it is. That's exactly what's happening. Look at people that they are tracking down. See what's happening. It's not just criminals. You cannot see what's happening and say that, okay, I decide to look the other way. This is happening in front of a fight. The entire world, they are watching. What can you do? You want to fight somebody who you cannot fight. That's what's happening now. So if you cannot fight somebody, what do you have to do? Let me just say that, before we end this show, Bamali. Before Bamali did a song that he said that inside one of his music. He said the one that runs away have the chance to fight back another day. If you want to be a hero all the time, now die, you go die. You go die, finish. Run away if you have the chance. Just go someplace else, quiet down. When the time comes, you come back up again, no problem. The ones that run away get the chance to fight back another day. But man, they said it. Yeah. You don't want to be a giant.
No. I mean, as you said earlier, and I echo that, de-escalation to me is the key. I don't think, to me, you should be following ICE, recording them. If ICE come in my neighborhood, I can stand far away and record them and see what's going on, right? We should document, obviously, what's going on. That should be documented, right? Because no one thought America could become what it is right now, where they're asking you, right, to prove that you're a citizen, to prove that you belong here. I've never witnessed that. I've lived there through a couple of Republican, Democratic administrations. Never in my lifetime have I, experienced or encountered, what's happening here right now. But that's the reality. But equally so, we all need to play a part in de-escalating, finding a way. We can use our voice, right? We can amplify our voice. We can speak up. As I said, I mean, you guys know on our platform here, I'm a registered Republican. I voted for the administration, but what I see going on is wrong.
Thank you.
It's wrong. I mean, it's like you don't target just everyone. It's like, as I said, there's no way even if you want to target 14 million illegal immigrants, there's no way you can deport all of them. There's no way. So try to find a solution. And then on top of the immigration, aggressive deportation, mass deportation, it's like ordinary folks are being caught up in that. And so it just doesn't make sense. To your point earlier about, the local officials, like the city mayor and the governor working with them, or the police, police chief working with them, they said like, they have labeled our state or our two largest cities as sanctuary cities. They said local officials are refusing to work with them. But okay, this is a federal government, though. You have the right to come anywhere and do your thing. But the way you are going about doing what you are doing is just the aggressiveness, right? I watched a video where an ICE officer asked this guy, whether they were a citizen. The guy said, "I am a U.S. citizen," and then he asked the guy to show his documents. The guy said, "I don't have," the guy was, I think he was trying to say something else. The next minute, look, the boss's windshield dragging out of the car.
You see that?
Dragging out of the car. It's like, what sense does that make, right?
Exactly.
Like, there's no way it should be that aggressive.
No.
There's no way it should be that aggressive.
Especially when you are wearing uniform. When you swear that oath to say that, you want to represent people of your kind. I want to serve in this community because I grew up from this community. I want to serve because my dad used to be a police. I want to serve because my uncle was what do you call it? U.S. Marine. I want to serve because when I was a child, I always want to become a police. I want to serve because I want to keep crime right down in my community. So you have all these things here surrounding. Why is it that you are wearing that uniform? Why is it that you are not applying it to this community? Why are you not bringing the community together? Why are you separating people? Like you said, why are you breaking somebody's window? That's not part of de-escalating. So we are appealing to you people that, just tune down all of this, noise and rhetoric, because that's exactly what's happening. And I don't know, let me just say this to you. You know that I used to be a Democrat. I've changed ever since that I've seen ICE now. Do you know that I've changed to Republican now?
Republican of the MAGA, because we don't know whether there's a three-party system in America. There are Republicans who believe like I said, the party has always been a party of immigrants, right? And
I'm not saying MAGA. That MAGA they are talking. I'm not saying MAGA. I used to be, even last night in my sleep, I changed this voting card for me. Nobody call me bother me. I do the same thing in soccer match. I don't have a team. Anybody that beat anybody, that's my team. So this thing are happening now. This small world are fighting now. I used to be Democrat in my sleep. Last night, I don't change. If they're watching this tape, I'm a Republican now.
Are you a Republican or you're a MAGA? That's what I'm saying, right?
Maybe combination of the both of them, combination of two. But the way that this life is swinging now, do you know that if they decide to play this step for us now, let them know that we have signed up already. In fact, I want to be an ICE agent now, so that I can have to tune down this thing. I might go to sign off to become ICE agent, so that I can do better to treat the people well.
Well, you'll get some, the good news is you'll get some, bonus, right? ICE has $157 billion,
with a capital B.
Yes, with a capital B, right? 150 some billion dollars, for this project or whatever they are calling it, this mass deportation project, really immigrants from all over this country. So there's they have signing bonus. They are recruiting people like crazy. But I don't know who they are even recruiting, because most of those ICE agents I'm seeing is like, Caucasian, most of them are Caucasian, right? And things like that. So that's the other aspect of it, is like the whole idea, the kind of world we live in. So maybe if you want to become an ICE agent, right, they are offering signing bonus, but I don't know. You have to prove that you are a U.S. citizen, I guess, right? Because they are coming to the community asking people.
My brother, that's the thing. Can you imagine if I go now and said that I want to join ICE, and I go, in fact, what I'm trying to run away from.
You might be reporting yourself. You might be reporting yourself. You might be detained.
Can you imagine?
Make sure
I want to join ICE now. Go and say that, okay, sign up for them, fill application. And they just decide that, where are you from? That's it. You don't finish.
Yeah. Well, folks, tonight we are discussing immigration, America at the immigration crossroads. Right? As you have seen, it's like none of us thought we could have gotten to this moment, to this time where like ICE agents are roaming the street asking people for their documentation, for their citizenship, to prove their citizenship. They have been so aggressive with ordinary citizens, ordinary residents, and things like that. So no one thought we could be at this moment. So are we at a crossroad, right? So many immigrants have lived in this country for so long, and It's the first time people are witnessing this. I know, I mean, to your point earlier, a lot of people are saying sometimes when I listen to people, oh, they should allow ICE to do their job because they are only after criminals. And I'm saying to myself,
No,
are you listening to yourself though?
thank
Are
you.
you really listening to yourself? Because when you see what they are doing, it is clear that they are not after criminals.
They are
When
not just after immigrants. That's a lie.
yeah, they are not just after
That
criminals.
that's a diabolical lie,
Yeah, they are after.
bombastic lie.
I
That's
think
that's a lie.
yeah, they're after every immigrant. That's how it seems like. They're after every immigrant, right? Once you cannot prove that you're a citizen, they're coming after you. Or once the if you look at the administration action, they're talking about denaturalization. There are any all legal pathways of coming to America. They are aggressively, right, doing mass deportation, right. It's like they are doing so many things. When you look at it, it's clear that the administration, their number one goal is like to vilify immigrants, right? To come after immigrants, to target them in whatever way they can. And
Mhm.
so sometimes you see some Americans saying, you know what, they should allow ICE to do their job, but at what end, right? I mean, the way they are doing their job, to me, that's what I have problem with. Because as we all know, right? I mean, the records are there. Obama deported more people, okay, but you never had this noise.
No,
Biden,
no. It
Biden
did not. It did not happen like this.
people, but he never had his noise. So the U.S. government, the most powerful government in the world, has a way to track anyone in this country, to find those
They
that you
do.
want to find those that you want to deport. Doesn't take putting ICE agent with guns in the streets in order to be able to find who you want to find. And that's just what I mean. People are speaking against, and that's what putting fear in immigrant communities. So why are you doing what you're doing? Why? So that's what happening, and things like all over this country though. I mean, as I said, Minnesota is the epicenter right now, right? That we are in the news, day in and day out. The president wants to send in the military and all those stuff, but it's happening all over this country, right? The aggressiveness of ICE. It's just that's what people are against, because that aggressiveness is putting fear in people. It's like now in every immigrant community, tell me no one is safe. That's what people are saying. No one is safe.
There's
No
nobody.
one,
There's
no
nobody
one
safe.
is safe.
No,
Whether
there's
you're
nobody safe.
no one is safe. So you can get caught up in this thing. There was two individuals arrested at Target, sometime last week. Come to find out these two individuals were citizens, but the way they handled them, it could have been easier to prove those people's citizenship, but they're not even given the opportunity. They might handle them and they detained them for a couple of hours. Come to find out they were citizens, even though they were Latino. But being Latino working at Target does not mean you're now a citizen.
Yeah, that's right. And the thing, what I'm saying, if America is the one that give this document to people that have all these passport, the pathway to live in here legally. So if they're arresting somebody and the person said that, hey, ICE, I'm a US citizen, but I don't have my documentation in my pocket. Maybe it's in my car. Okay. Follow them if you want to take that person away so that you can go and see maybe if it's true that they have it or not. You have a way of looking somebody up inside the system. If you are looking for them, you can type in the information. They have one of the best database system in the entire world. America knows everybody. You cannot hide from them. Like I said earlier, look at somebody like Osama. They was able to find Osama in Pakistan. Look at they flew to place like what do you call it? Venezuela. They collected Venezuela president out of there. We cannot fight you people. There's nobody can fight you people. You know how to get, if you want those crooks. I'm all for it. If Trump want to correct those criminals, crooks, those people that are crossing borders to come here, that you think that they are just coming to bring jobs and to just destroy our community. Bring them to justice. Take them. Deport them. No, these are working class people. These are people that are waking up, following what America, just living this American dream. That's what they are doing. Waking up, going to do job that some of you American people that don't even want to do. Washing dishes, some jobs. What's this Mexican people? They have 3, 4, 5 restaurant jobs that they are doing just to feed family. They are not pride. Those are people that you say that, okay, this guy worth being in this country because he's contributing towards the society. They are not committing crime. Why are you going after people who is not even committing crime? That's the problem, like you said. Why are you breaking people windows? Apparently, you can see that maybe that man window was up. He didn't say that, okay, he's insulted police, so maybe police have the right. Even if somebody insult you, does that worth you maybe using baton to break down somebody's window? Do you know that you can just even put glass in somebody's eye, just hurt the person, or they don't even care? That's what it is. They don't care.
Yeah.
I just hope that Congress, maybe it's time, I believe, that people inside Congress, it's time for Republican leaders to stand up and speak the truth. What's happening? That way that is going to calm down some of these things that's going on in this country. But if I said nobody's even talking, even if the one is talking is just one or two of them.
Yeah, what I read today, Republican members of Congress are fully in support of what ICE is doing. The enforcement, they say, some of them are blaming the protesters. The protesters are the one escalating, or the local officials are the one escalating. But it's clear, right? When you are living through some of these things, no matter your political affiliation, it's clear that, the aggression is coming from, you can send, mask armed people in the streets.
Yeah, as if you are fighting war.
Yeah, in peaceful streets, and don't expect some reaction. That's what's going on. It's like people. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But
coming to think about it, Mr. Host, let's be honest. One thing I like about American people, not just those that protesting, though, just American people, including ICE. They know that American people will not even just sit there. They know that American people know their rights. You can kill them as many as you want. They will be back on the street. That's what American does. They talk. They're going to talk. They're going to stand up in the court. Thousands of them. They're going to round it up, and they're going to keep coming. It's their right. Everybody knows that. Yeah. So you want to silence them and think that maybe it's okay. How far can you go? You just do some things and leave that city. Those are the people that live there. They have to rebuild this city. And those local officials have to put back the trust into their people, because what's happening? Trust is broken. There's no trust.
Yeah. I do agree with you. Obviously, I think maybe if the goal is to break Minnesota and the Twin Cities, I don't think it's going to be broken. There's a resilience. We have been, for the last couple of years, Minnesota has been through a lot. The Twin Cities has been through a lot, and it's a resilient community. So I don't think, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 ICE agents going to break. But the community is kind of a rallying together. What you see on TV sometimes is not a whole picture. A lot of neighbors are coming together, feeding people, dropping kids to school because their parents are afraid to help. So the community is rallying around each other. There's a lot of things going on in the community, and folks are helping one another. Folks are being there for one another. So it's great to see that. Folks, it's a 1 hour show. Glad the ambassador could join me tonight for us to have the discussion, right? Is that we all need to think about it, right? This country, when it comes to immigration, right? America is at a crossroads. We all need to think about that. When it comes to enforcement, when it comes to the right we have, as immigrants, our national identity, everything is being questioned. So when it comes to immigration, America is at a crossroads. If you got family members that are on that list of that 75 countries and you want to help them to come here through immigrant visa, it's not possible anymore. So
it's not possible.
Yeah, so many things going on. I know some government, want to spin it. So, you got no immigrant visa, but it says like no immigrant visa is only for the privileged few. A lot of people, a lot of working class people, poor people from these third world countries come here on immigrant visa because it benefits, and by extension, it even benefit their home country. So all of that is being paused or suspended or whatever, So this country is going through a lot right now. Immigrants are going through a lot. We are also working on bringing some mental health professionals on here to speak to our community because, man, it's heavy. There's a lot of things going on, So, but man, Ambassador, thank you so much for joining me tonight. But as we wrap up, man, what is the message you want to leave our community with, folks? Especially I know you live in Des Moines, there, Iowa, but Minnesota is near and dear to your heart. We share borders and stuff. What's the message you want to leave our audience, and especially the folks in Minnesota that are going through so much right now, the epicenter of everything?
Well, once again, Mr. President, I would say thanks for having me. What I would like to say is that if you are watching this segment tonight, first and foremost, I would like to say that if you want to protest, do it in peace. Don't fight any animal that you cannot kill.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah. Don't fight anything that you cannot kill in this war. They are bigger, they have the power. ICE, right now, they are on the move. They don't care. Do your protest in peace. When you are protesting, don't waste water on ice. This water like this, don't do it. In fact, even if you know how to suck your teeth, don't even suck your teeth close to ice. Talk less of maybe using weapon on them. Don't do it, because let's be honest, some of those ICE agents, they are people fathers, they are people husbands, and I don't know if they have women inside to wives. You know, they are human beings. So my message to you, do it peacefully. And to my friends and brothers and sisters in Minnesota African community, we said that maybe take heart, take courage. I know that we all came to this country because, you know, in life they said that when you see somebody running, either that man is chasing something after something, or something is chasing that man. So the reason why some people came in this country is because something was chasing us. Maybe if you've been through 14 years war, like people like us, if you came from maybe part of the war, you came to just find a better life, good surviving area that you can survive. That's why some of us, we are here to live this American dream. So don't fight them. If you are thriving, please, I beg, if you even want to leave this country now, whether you have bought even plane ticket or not, I advise that maybe they will allow you to go, but maybe to come back inside this country is going to be very hard for you. So I will say to you that if for any means that you don't have to travel outside this country, don't go. Wait till things subside. Let things calm down. Watch out for your brothers and your sister. Let's change and slow down these rhetorics, you know, these things that are happening, you know, because you cannot fight fire back with fire all the time. You know, sometimes you need water to fight fire. So I'm appealing to you to please take your time and do it. You want to protest, do it in a very peaceful manner, so that way that nobody's going to get hurt, because we need one another. I don't know what the war is turning into. Every place that you turn now is a chaos, people fighting. But this is, unfortunately, this is the world that we live in now. So just take care of yourself, travel with your documents everywhere that you go, even if you're going to the supermarket, so that way that if they pick you up, you have it inside your car, maybe in your pocket, in your pocketbook, keep it with you. That way that you can show it to them. And when you know, sometimes these people too, they have their own problem. You know, the way that maybe you can approach, when they approach you, the way that you talk to them, maybe can help even de-escalate the problem. I know that they are on the mission. How are you? How are you? How are you doing? Fine. How's everything today? Okay. Do you have paper? Are you a citizen? Yes, I am. You know, you present it to them in a very nice way. Ask them, how's your family? How's everybody doing? How's work today? You are working very hard. You know that they say that when your hand is inside the lion mouth, you cannot just pull it. You have to take your time to remove it from the lion mouth. So that's where we are.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately. So thanks for having me, Mr. President. I love being on this show, part of this show. You know, you guys are one big family to me. I'm very sorry for what's happening in your city, Minnesota. So please, I beg, anytime that I want to talk, please, you are 1 second away from me. So you know my number, you know how to reach me. Let's communicate in a very nice way, as we've done the podcast tonight, to make sure that at least our voice can be heard, you know, heard, you know, by our people and people that cares about what's happening in this country today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for that, Honorable Ambassador. First of all, folks, I will echo that, right? If you live in Minnesota, you want to protest. I know there are a couple of protests coming up, planned protests coming up, you know, students walking out. Let us all just do it peacefully. Let us use our voice. The governor is appealing to us to be respectful, to not, you know, fall for the chaos, fall for the bait. You know, that's my message, right? Let us all just try to de-escalate. I know it's hard, right? We are, our city and our state, you know, we are under attack. You know, that's just the fact. You know, having 3,000 to 4,000 ICE agents roaming the streets, you know, the Twin Cities, it's sad, but we should all find a way to de-escalate whenever possible. And if you're a U.S. citizen, if you have your documents, yes, travel with your doc. There's nothing wrong. I know it's strange, right, to be traveling with your document, but just do it. These are the times we live in. Just do it. Just travel with your documents, and I say it doesn't cost you a thing to be polite and respectful to someone. It doesn't cost you. It's not going to change your last name. It's not going to take anything away from you. At this point, let's try to de-escalate. I think the way and the way we should use our votes. I will always say that, continuously on the platform. If you are a citizen, register and vote. Register and vote. There's an election year. Register and vote. What we are saying, like election have consequences, right? I
That's
mean,
another thing. Yeah.
to me, that's the biggest way to protest. Register and vote. It's like, is it okay? You don't want us here, right? Okay.
Midterm is coming too. Midterm is coming.
As I said, there's an election year, so register and vote, folks. We should not. If you are immigrant who's register, register and vote. You are a citizen, register and vote. It is important. I think that's the best way we should protest this year. That should be the way we should protest, right? It's like, okay, you're coming after us. We're going to show you that there's strength in numbers. We're going to show you that you're not going to break us. And man, Minnesota it's a nicest state in the union. To all Minnesotans, I know we are going through a lot. Let us all just remain peaceful. Let us listen to our governor, to our local officials, to our police chiefs. If ICE approach you, if you have your documents, just respectfully give it to them. If you don't, as Ms. B said on the show last night, maybe try to get a lawyer. Try to get a lawyer. That you can call in an event that you get caught up in a situation that you shouldn't be caught up in. But again, we should all try to de-escalate as much as possible, because the White House, the White House does not de-escalate. They come with fire.
Fire. Yes, sir.
Yeah, once it's like they try to go all out, and stuff. So if they cannot de-escalate, we should try to de-escalate, because we don't want our state to be in a spotlight like this, right? Minnesota should not be in a kind of a spotlight. We should not. There's a great
At
state.
all.
We are known for great. This is the medical capital of the world. We have Mayo Clinic. We have so many great things in this state. We should not be under the kind of a spotlight. This negative spotlight, and this should not be the epicenter of the administration, mass deportation, or aggressive immigration enforcement. We should not be the poster child for that. So I'm just appealing to every Minnesotan to please let us de-escalate. Let us try to do the best we can to bring our community back. So again, man, thank you so much, Ambassador, for joining me tonight. Again, folks, we'll be back here on Monday with a special panel where they will be telling the community how to, how to deal with the current situation, because no one knows. Our community is confused, right? We don't know how to deal with it. So tune in Monday at 7 p.m. It's going to be a jam-packed, panel, and they'll be providing lots of great information. So thank you so much, folks, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Good night.
Good night.